Hello, future self. Yesterday we chose agony, didn't we? Yesterday we chose friction. So what happened yesterday? Let me jog your memory. Yesterday started out really beautifully. I wrapped my hair up, put on a sweater because it was cold and I was very excited to wear a sweater. My friend got me a hairpin for my birthday, so I put it in my hair. And I left for school, went to the doctor's, everything is good, I'm not dying. Went to the real estate agent, saw an apartment, I was like, this is where I'm going to live. I had scoped out the apartment over the weekend. I had a beautiful weekend, which made me want to live there even more because I had spent the weekend around the area that the apartment is in, which is also close to school, which is also close to my friend and very close to the river. I was like, wow, it's going to be so exciting to live so centrally if the apartment is everything I wanted. And then I went to see the actual apartment and it was everything I wanted, except for maybe the height, but I'm being kind of a baby about that. And yeah, I was like, this is, it checks all of the boxes. I didn't even take a video of it because I walked in and I said, yes. I don't need a video. I don't even remember because this yes is so aggressive. And I got the documents because my professor said that she would be my guarantor. And then I finished, went to class, no problems. It was good. And I left class a bit early to see if my professor would be in the office to sign the paperwork. She wasn't. And then like series of events, I was speaking to one of the research assistants and I think a lot of things got lost in translation about the project I was working on. I don't know if I'll still be working on it because I really don't want to do it by myself. And like that made me really frustrated. And like the conversation that we had made me sort of miss my bus, which also made me frustrated because the conversation really wasn't like productive. So then I went to my desk and like vented to my lab mates about like this conversation I just had and how frustrating it makes me and sort of how the whole situation is very frustrating. And then I went home and I saw an email from my professor saying that essentially she won't be my guarantor anymore, which means that I can't have the apartment that I've been daydreaming about, which just like after the end of that day, it took the wind out of my sails. I've also not been wanting to eat. I think I've been eating a meal a day and that meal has been mostly boiled vegetables. And even this morning I didn't want to eat anything. But yesterday I spoke to my friend from Bulgaria and we had a very long Zoom call, Google Hangouts chat, about how I was feeling and how attached I was to the idea and how problematic that attachment is. And I went to bed really early and I woke up still feeling that like it's like I was mourning a dream essentially because it wasn't real. And I knew better than to attach myself to the idea of any of it, of the project that I was working on or the apartment. And I had been telling myself for all of this time that I've been searching for apartments, the right place will find me. What is for me will be mine. What is mine is already mine. And what isn't mine will never be mine. And I had to re-remind myself that very aggressively. So I spoke to Rama for a second and he, in typical Rama fashion, stressed, like aggressively pursuing what you want. And I was like, I don't know if that's really allowed here. I don't know. Right. But he's right. Like, if I really want what I want, like, what do I have to lose by aggressively pursuing it? And then I spoke to my friend who I haven't spoken to in a long time. I didn't really speak to her. We just sent a few messages and she told me what I knew, which is accept and surrender. And I didn't want to hear it. And because I didn't want to hear it, I forced myself to hear it even more. So I put on some Eckhart Tolle in the headphones and I made myself boiled vegetables, soupy vegetables, and I reluctantly ate said soupy vegetables. And I listened to 2 hours of Eckhart Tolle tell me to calm the fuck down. And to surrender and accept and to remove myself from my attachment to my thoughts and my ego. And I undid the hem of some pants and I put on clothes and I'm not okay, but I am okay. I'm okay. I don't know. I was being silly. Yesterday I was being silly. And not that it wasn't warranted or not that my upsetness didn't come from nowhere, but it was sort of like, you're being silly. Because I have a place to live and it's fine, but I'm so convinced that if something goes wrong, then it's part of like a larger, I don't know, universal shift. Like I was talking to mom and I was saying maybe things are going south so quickly because maybe I'm not supposed to be here, or maybe there's something I'm overlooking, or I don't know, maybe I won't actually get into any PhD program, and so the universe is saying, no, you don't need to rent a whole apartment for like a 2-year contract because you're not going to be here that long, or something. Maybe there's something that I just don't see that will make sense in hindsight, and I'm aware that that is a diluted coping mechanism to accept my reality. But if it helps me accept my reality, then fine, we're deluded. But I really want to believe that my struggles are for some reason, like everyone else does. No one wants to struggle in vain. And I probably am just struggling in vain, so I'm going to assign reasoning to it. By damn, I'll be damned if I don't assign some reasoning to it so I can sleep at night. Yeah. I'm disappointed. And I'm a little bit sad, but that will pass. And nothing has actually changed. Nothing has actually changed. All that has changed is anticipation. And I was living in a dream, and so now I have been violently removed from that fantasy. And I think that's what's making me the most upset. Because I could imagine myself there, I think. And now I have to sit in the present, in Uji, and no longer be in that fantasy. I am sad. But it's more of a calm sad now and less of like an anxious sad. Like for a minute, a little bit longer than a minute, I felt the anxious need to, I don't know, like do something, high need for control. I'll call someone, I email someone, maybe there's someone that can fix this, maybe. And then I had to sort of sit or just refresh my email and see if someone has replied to me. And I was like, lay down. Put myself in timeout while Eckhart Tolle played in my ears, and I laid face down in my bed until I calmed down. And I did. So it's not all roses. I hope that when I rewatch this, I can smile at my younger self and think, oh, you know nothing. I really hope so. But for now, I don't know what I don't know. And so I just have to sit and be comfortable with the unknown. I feel like that's going to be the lesson I have to relearn over and over for my entire lifetime. Be uncomfortable with the unknown and accept that I may never know. That there is no reasoning, that there is no pattern. That's it. I'm gonna go to school.
If we do make a circle, it would be total witchcraft.
別の恋と出会い重みを増してく愛僕の歌の中に君の言葉がふわり眠れぬ夜は一人孤独を照らす明かり詰まる心は色に君に気づいてほしい僕を見つめてほしい祈りのような痛み微熱の続く病真理を手に入れたいだから見つめてほしいもう春も終わるのに涙雨は冷たい君の肌に触れたい